Good afternoon. Welcome to Radio Row at Super Bowl 58. My name is Roy Kessel here with Kayla Bradham with Sports Philanthropy Network, and we're excited to have everyone join us today. We're very excited to have special guests with us, Debi Wheeler and Tom P. So, Debi, Tom, thank you for being here and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
But we know you've both been involved in a lot of things. Debi on the Brain Health side, Tom with Special Operation Warriors. Would love to hear more about the kind of work each of you are doing and how you two came together to get paired to be part of this type of work. So let's start with Debi, and let's get Debi telling us a little bit about your story and how you got involved.
Okay, I've been in philanthropy my whole life. I've worked with the Brain Institute in brain injury for the past 20 some years, and I'm on 13 different global boards, and I also do global development for research and technology for the University of Pittsburgh and University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and help stand up a CIMR center there, which is the Center for Military Medical Research. And I met Tom at a golf tournament in Florida for a nonprofit and in September, and the rest is history.
And Tom, how about yourself?
I was active duty Navy SEAL for 20 years, and I was very busy. Then in a tragic accident, I lost one of my young SEALs in 2000 when I was commanding officer at SEAL Team 5. The day after, I was called by the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. I had no idea who they were, but they told me that young boy that I met lost her husband, that young 18-month-old was already on their roster. And that's when I found out the Special Operations Warrior Foundation pays the entire education for every single child who has lost a parent in the United States Special Operations Forces. So I've been doing volunteer work for Special Operations Warrior Foundation for 14 years, and I made them enough money that they offered me a part-time job, and that's where I've gone with my support of the foundation.
So, you talk about the things that you've seen. Your motivation to get involved was from seeing those things firsthand and understanding that. So go back a little bit, and talk about how that connected you and Debi together.
As Debi said, we met at a fundraising event in Florida late last year. And what she told me that Leaving Legacies does in supporting charitable foundations, we just really got together and discussed what our foundation could do to support them, and in turn have them support us. And that's where we're going. We're identifying different events where we can help each other.
And the Leaving Legacies Foundation was born out of the loss of my son. It'll be 11 years this July 6th as a result of brain injury. We are a non-operating foundation, which means we do not raise money for ourselves. We have no employees. We have no salaries. And my business partner, Raylene DeBoard, and I created this platform that nobody else has. We raise money for other nonprofits, focusing on pediatrics, veterans, human trafficking, domestic and child abuse nonprofits, which all is wrapped around head. For the nonprofits that really need it for their programs.
It's so important. One of the things that we hear from virtually every organization that we work with is the need to raise more money, right? They want to have a greater impact in their community. And I think one of the challenges we see is so many smaller initiatives, right, that don't have enough reach to get the larger funding and grants and corporate type of opportunities. So, talk a little bit about that process in terms of how you work with those organizations to raise money.
Okay, so we don't we don't raise sponsorship dollars, and we don't come up with the guest list because we don't know the areas we're working in usually. Um, but what we do is we provide and we source silent auction items and experiences for the nonprofits to auction. So that's what our role is, and we go in and we can assist from start to finish. Or a lot of times we just donate auction items if we have two events going the same time and we can't be there. So it's not it's in our world, it's not the dollars that are raised, it's the numbers that we reach. So the groups that have these programs, it's the outcomes. That's what we're looking at. I mean, the dollars are great because they need the dollars for their to operate their programs, but we look at it differently than most other people. We're not we're an anomaly when it comes to fundraising.
So, I think that's always one of the challenges, right? The needs are so great as a whole, and then, bringing that back together. So, coming back to the brain health
Hmm.
issues for you, Debbie, talk a little bit about more detail about why that became important to you.
Well, I'm super close to military and NFL players and athletes and kids. So my focus is the trauma and the emotional injury. And in Tom's case with his foundation, these parents, what burden they take off of the parents for the education is unbelievable. So if somebody loses a partner in special operations, the survivor doesn't have to worry about educating their children. That is huge, and that causes severe trauma, severe stress, severe. So then it starts to domino effect, right? So that's what I do. I connect dots and open doors.
And one month after Debbie and I met, I held a golf tournament in San Diego at the Farms Golf Club in Rancho Santa Fe, and they provided us with 6 silent auction items, and we made substantial money on that. And that's full donation to the foundation. What I love about the Special Operations Warrior Foundation from day one, when I found out I lost a young SEAL, is they're singular focused on education of the children. And as Debbie mentioned, taking the trauma of the looking forward as a single parent who has lost their husband to the challenges of education of your children. And we ensure the families pay in universities, junior colleges, trade schools. It's room board. Grown as a foundation, we listened to our families. We found out they were having challenges with preschool. We now offer up school online tutoring from K through 12, into private schools up to $5,000 per student per year. We cover all up to $5,000 per child for college. Work with, depending on when they are right weeks ago in on a ship coming from Iran, and 3-year-old daughter. And she is already on the roster, and we're with the family. They know what we do, and to make sure that we listen to it. And then comes when they do go education. John's truck driving, whatever. Our numbers past spring week into secondary education. We have 100 children throughout the country. Big ticket 9 children, infants to see, and our promise to them is that we will follow through. We will cover all their educational costs. It's a It's a cause
And if these organizations,
that I
like
will
his organization and what we're doing,
never
can
give
ease
up,
the
and it's a
burden
passion.
of the trauma and emotional injury, that's what it's all about.
Well, and that's so important. And I want to thank both of you for all of the hard work that you put into this. We know how important it is. How many families suffer, how many athletes suffer, and these things don't happen in a vacuum, right? We were here at the Super Bowl Radio Row. We talk about sports impacting and changing lives, but the people that play sports don't all reach professional level, right? Don't all reach the Super Bowl. But when you dig down, how many lives are changed through sports, and then on the flip side, how many people who are playing sports have something else that goes on in their life that really flips their life upside down. So,
Exactly.
Debi, Tom, thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on with us today. On behalf of Kayla Bradham, I'm Roy Kessel, Sports Philanthropy Network, thanking our viewers and listeners for being part of our show and reminding everybody to live generously.
Thank you.